Heavyweight boxing fans, what's the deal? All right, so I'm on BoxingScene.com. Joseph Parker says he favors Wilder over Ortiz, wants to face the winner. Okay? Let me read what Joseph Parker had to say in this article really quick. He says, I think Wilder is a champion for a reason. I picked Wilder, but Ortiz is a tricky fighter, and I think the southpaw stance will give him some trouble, but I think Wilder has a punch to finish him, and he always rises to the occasion. All right, he also went on to say, I would love to fight anyone. If I keep winning, and whoever wins between Wilder and Ortiz keeps winning, I would love to fight him, said Parker. First of all, I've heard this before from Joseph Parker, man, and in a lot of these interviews, I believe that Joseph Parker is too broad with his answers when it comes to who does he want to fight. You know, he says he wants to fight pretty much everybody they always ask him. You know, I've heard him say he wants to fight Dillian White, heard him say he wants to fight Tony Bellew, Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder. His thing should be more just who does he want to fight next. Not just giving us a group of guys who he would just face. I mean, I'm pretty sure if I did an interview with Joseph Parker and I was to ask him, would you fight Christian Hammer next? I'm pretty sure he would say, oh, I'll fight Christian Hammer. You know what I mean? He needs to be more specific as far as who does he want to fight next, man. He has his fight coming up with Hughie Fury, September 23rd. Really not much of a buzz for it. To me, the buzz was a little bit bigger when they were getting ready to fight the first time, and then Fury pulled out the fight. Then he went on to fight Razvan Conjanu instead. So this time around, man, I'm not sure how it is out in New Zealand or over in Manchester, but just the feel I'm getting right now from just the fans, you guys know I cover just strictly heavyweights, really not much of a buzz for this fight. I'm favoring Parker in the fight. I think it's going to be a tough fight for him. I really think Fury has the ability to win this fight. I'm picking Parker, but as far as Parker says he wants to win her out of Wilder and Ortiz, like I said, I've heard this before, man, and then I've seen Parker and his team go on to do different things. Literally, like a week after Parker won the title from Ruiz, his team came out. What's the guy's name? Not Dean Lonergan, but the other guy. Forget his name. Dave Higgins. He said, yeah, we're going to try to fight Wilder next. You guys remember all those articles and videos that were coming out on YouTube and just all over the social media. They said they wanted Wilder. This was literally December of last year when he won the title. Like 2 weeks after, a week after. Going into January of this year, they were saying the same things. And then Wilder takes care of his business. I'll take care of my business. As far as this one, Wilder's getting ready to fight Gerald Washington. Parker went out and watched the fight ringside. He was there to support Iju Ogono, who was fighting Brazil in the undercard. And then him and Wilder took pictures in the locker room after the fight. And, you know, Wilder took care of his business. Now I'm going to take care of mine. This one, they first had the first Fury fight scheduled. Then everything happened with Fury. And then even after that, Parker was saying, you know, once the Conjanu fight's over, then I'll discuss Wilder. I'm not going to discuss that until the fight's over. Then the fight was over. Didn't hear anything else about Deontay Wilder. Then I started hearing Tony Bellew, and then I started hearing that the WBO was going to still have Fury as the mandatory. And I just started hearing other things, man. And I didn't see that, at least from the outside looking in, I didn't see that push from Parker and his team to try to still just make the Wilder fight regardless of Hughie Fury. And I know a lot of you are going to say, it's his mandatory, Okay, but I just didn't, at least they didn't put it out in the public. I didn't see that push to try to, you know, bypass Hughie Fury until he can get a unification fight or anything like that. I just didn't see it, man. I'm being 100% honest with you. I just saw them just, you know, just say, no, we want to fight Hughie Fury. All right. So the winner of this fight, man, I hope they try to get involved with the Wilders and Ortiz and Joshua's. And I hope they're not going to just, let's pull up the WBO rankings. I hope the winner of this fight with Parker and Hughie Fury, you know, just don't, you know, try to fight Christian Hammer or Tom Schwartz or, you know, I just don't want to see that, man. Or let's see here, Ajit Kabaye or Otto Wallen or somebody like that. I just wouldn't want to see that fight. Kaito Fujimoto. Povetkin's moving up in those rankings, WBO, you know, so, but Parker, Fury, whoever wins that fight, going to have to show me. You're gonna have to show me as far as trying to get the fights made, because right now it seems as if Joshua, Ortiz, and Wilder, all the talks are with those guys fighting each other going into next year. Nothing about the winner out of this fight getting any piece of the action, man. So if whoever it is, Parker or Fury, that wins this fight, if they do make a voluntary defense, hopefully it's against well, Dominic Brazil's in a position where he's fighting Stavern, and I'm sure the winner of that will be the new WBC mandatory. So, I'm looking at Brazil here. Nah, not really. Christian Hammer. I really think the winner of this fight is going to fight Christian Hammer for a voluntary defense. That's just what I think. Because from what it seems as if that Wilder's going to fight Ortiz, hopefully, fingers crossed, and then the winner of that will move on and fight Anthony Joshua. That's what I'm thinking. But I mean, it sounds good that Parker wants to fight him, Wilder. That'd be great. Hopefully, if he wins, he beats Fury. And let's say Ortiz doesn't fight Wilder and Ortiz decides to wait for Joshua to fight him in February or March for his WBA mandatory defense. That's cool. And, when Parker, this fight's is approaching here soon. So this fight will be over within a couple weeks. And if it's Parker, I expect him to be out wherever Wilder's going to be fighting, and try to lobby for a fight against Wilder after November. You know what I mean? Now, the WBC has went on and said that they will not get in the way of a Anthony Joshua fight for Deontay Wilder. It'd be a big unification fight. Suleiman said that, in his opinion, those are the two best heavyweights. He wouldn't get in the way of a fight like that, regardless of whoever the mandatory will be at that time. I would hope they will be have that same outlook if it's Joseph Parker, being that it's that it will be a unification fight, and maybe they'll give him that same room to get that fight with Parker that they would for Anthony Joshua. But we'll see, man. We'll see. You guys been thinking in the comment section. I'm out.